Hi, and welcome to InFocus. This is Jabbar Al-Ubaidi. In this episode, you will learn about Friends of Music Alley. Friends of Music Alley performances feature live music for free each week during the summertime. If you log into the website, which is www.bridgewatermusicalley.com, then you will find a lot of information, including schedules, performances, volunteers, and donation. The donation, of course, to support Music Alley events. Music Alley's vision and mission is really insightful and engaging. Quote, to enhance the vibrancy of Bridgewater community in Massachusetts by providing a place and the resources for fine or live entertainment as one piece in the fabric leading to Bridgewater becoming a Massachusetts cultural center. To know more about Friends of Music Alley performances, I'm delighted and honored to have Mr. Justin McCullough, President of Music Alley in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. My friend, thank you for joining, Justin.
Thank you.
And you know, it's really, I want to first to start with your background because I know you are in journalism, right? So in our valleys, in media. Secondly, also you have, I know that you are the president of this beautiful organization, but also you are a director of the, if I write it right, the director of family relations and divisional communications. What's that exactly? And tell me first about your background as a media person.
Yeah, so I studied journalism as a undergrad at Westfield State College at the time, and did journalism for newspapers, wrote for the Daily Hampshire Gazette and some online writing, and then found my way into higher education. At the time when I was starting, at the beginning points, I was on the road working by myself a lot, so I then was looking to work in more team environments, so I went into higher education and spent, and I've been at Bridgewater State University for over 20 years. So now I work with, and I had worked in their housing program for 20 years, and just recently was able to transition, and I work with family relations and divisional communications, so I find myself back utilizing my journalism and PR work in that realm, and it also comes in very handy in the work that I do with the board of directors for the Friends of Music Alley.
Yeah, and so this is what brought my attention, because you are a director there and you have professional work there and academic work, and you're working with the students and the community of BSU, that's Bridgewater State University, but at the same time you are president of this organization. So tell me about when did this actually started, and you, when did you join this organization?
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to join pretty early on. The Friends of Music Alley was a vision of our former town clerk, a resident of town here, Marilee Hunt. She had this vision for putting together a venue in downtown Bridgewater, and she accomplished that with a group of citizens from town and local business owners.
And there's a sign actually still there.
Yes.
Next to the older building.
Yes, right in Central Square, next to the old or the former town hall. And where the music loft business.
And that's why, lot, and that's the lie there, because it's really narrow.
Yes.
And I attended some, over the years. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so it was, it used to be a blight of an alley, overgrown and nothing particular intended happening in there. And Marilee's vision, she worked with the town, she worked with the owner of one of the buildings, and they secured funding.
So
and
again,
volunteers.
what the year was, you remember?
I want to say it was about 8 years ago.
Yes.
And they renovated, cleaned up, built a stage, and for years we would host performances in there, and we would bring live music in and present it free to our community, just like we do now. But the summer before last, as we were getting ready to start our season, the town was doing work on the former town hall roof.
Yeah.
So they had said, hey, you're not going to be able to have your shows here because of the work that was being done. And we
for safety reasons.
For safety reasons, understandably so. But we had already booked our musicians. We have musicians that are traveling from all over New England. We work with musicians that are recording artists, that are touring musicians. So we had already contracted and worked with them. So we were very lucky to have a conversation with Paul Mulcahy, who's the owner of Black Hat Brew Works up in the Scotland Industrial Park.
That was on Route 104
yes.
in Bridgewater?
Yes, yep, right off Route 104 in Bridgewater.
Also, again, there's a sign there, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have the brewery
so tell me about this. This is a new partnerships, right?
Yeah, so it kind of happened out of necessity of the situation had emerged. I was lucky enough to have a conversation with Paul, who is a very community-driven business owner in town. He is very collaborative and works with folks, and he had said, if you would like to, you're welcome to host them here. He does not charge, we're a not-for-profit organization that operates solely off of what we're able to raise.
Yeah.
And he said, I won't charge you, and I'll give you a percentage of our beer sales for any night that you have performers there. So he's also contributing back to our not-for-profit. Yeah. And something beautiful came of that. Because he has a nice large outdoor space. He had a stage he provided for us. We brought in the sound production, and we just started getting really large crowds because it was in this larger outdoor space. Children could run around, people could bring their dogs.
So you tell me this like a family-oriented kind of program. So it's not just for adults.
Yeah, so our mission...
Am I right on that?
Correct. Yeah, so our mission is all about accessibility to live music and the arts.
Yes.
So as you said earlier, everything's for free. It's open for anybody and everybody that wants to come, and we bring in performers that we hope will appeal to a wide swath of people. So it's meant that if a family wants to come, they can come. If folks in the community who are retirees want to come, they can come. If college students want to come, they can come. And our aim is to bring in high quality live music. So performers who are professionals, who are writing their own music, who are recording, who are performing and touring. We have performers this year that tour internationally and play all over the world. So our whole goal is to say, we want to give people an experience that they might not have any business seeing for free right here in Bridgewater. So
it's a free admission, free performance. Those musicians and all the performers, it's also they come as volunteers.
No.
Because this is important.
Yes.
This is when you connect. On your website they say donations, and so please explain that.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. So we're very passionate about making sure that we fairly compensate these musicians.
Okay.
We want them to come in and perform for our community, and we want to bring in great performers. So we work very hard to raise funds so that we can pay them what they're worth. And don't get me wrong, we have a lot of very talented performers who are sympathetic to what we're trying to do and are kind with their rates and want to work with us on that. But we know when we're working with folks, they're booking shows all over the place, so we want to be competitive and pay them what they're worth for their time. So we work very hard, and we rely on the generosity of folks in our community, local businesses, grants through the state, and we work all year long to fundraise.
I really want to know, this, if you allow me, and I want to speak directly to our great audience. This is really important. So you go, I know you said free, but at the same time you want to compensate fairly, performers, because also they are, families to support, equipment to buy. Yeah, go ahead and elaborate on that.
So these are all working musicians who said this is their livelihood. This is how they support themselves. So if they're going to hold their schedule and take the time to come and perform for us, we want to make sure that we're compensating them fairly. So we put the pressure on ourselves to fundraise and work hard to, whether it's passing the bucket at our shows, partnering on sponsorships with local businesses, reaching out to private donors, applying for grants, or just putting out through our website. We're at www.bridgewatermusicalley.com, and we have a donation page on there where folks can donate right to us.
And you're going to see it on the show. So
So we depend on the kindness of people and their support.
We're going to give you a free advertisement.
I love it. Thank you. That's right in our budget. So we depend on the kindness of folks and their interest in saying, hey, we believe in this and we want this in our community too. to make this happen. And we've been able to grow each year because enough people enjoy it and want to see it happen. And I can't walk around. I live right here in town, and I can't walk around town without people saying like, "Hey, when's Music Alley starting?" or "Who's coming in this year?" So.
Yeah. Now, you said something really important, that you want to turn the community of Bridgewater or Bridgewater Town as the cultural center. Has this happened over the years, or is it in the process? And what do you mean by that exactly?
So we're a piece in that vision. So that was a big part of Marilee Hunt's vision in terms of saying, let's create enough example of things that can be part of the fabric of creating Bridgewater, particularly the downtown region near the university, where there's already naturally lots of cultural events happening. Yes. Let's create these events in an area that could make it prime and ripe to eventually be applied for and designated as a cultural district through the state, which is a state designation. So that is.
So that's actually a state designation.
through the Massachusetts Cultural Council. Yes.
So are you working on that?
We're a piece of and a part of that puzzle, but there would be a group of folks and leaders from town that would be a part of coming together and doing that. So I think as we built up and then moved into the pandemic and then had to pivot, during the pandemic we're doing virtual live music shows for people.
Yeah, I have a question about this, because COVID-19, and it's of course it's very bad pandemic and impacted all of us throughout the world, I would say. But you said, at least this is my interpretation, what you have on your website, that this is kind of have a positive impact, meaning you move from in-person to virtual, and you start to actually stream.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Yeah, so like everybody else, when the pandemic started, we were scrambling. We didn't know what it meant. Is this going to be a couple weeks? Is this going to be in? And then when it became clear that it was here and here to stay, and it was impacting particularly everybody, but particularly these gigging musicians who relied on this, we thought of it from a couple angles. One, our people in our community, we were all home. We needed things to do and ways to gather. So we looked into seeing if we could stream virtually, and so we worked with musicians that we knew had capacity where they were to stream from their homes, or that could get to a space like a local community television or whatnot where they could stream, or some would come to Bridgewater and we would, in a distance and safe way, film them and they would perform
so
live.
you actually invited them to come and produce them, right?
Yep, and we wouldn't have, we couldn't invite people to come enjoy it in person, but we would live stream it so that at our time...
No, I'm talking about the
musicians did come. Some did, yes.
Some of them they come and they do that?
Yep, absolutely.
But also that's a little bit costly, or wasn't it?
We worked to make it to make it as cost friendly as possible in terms of production. It was it was a very kind of figure it out as you were going kind of approach. We made sure we had equipment that we could go live with and stream with, and that would do justice to the musician who was performing, so it would sound good to the folks going out. But we wanted to keep that, for people who attend our events, Thursday evenings in the summer are a time for them to gather and be together, and we couldn't do that. So we wanted to try to keep Thursday nights as a time where people could, at home, take in the live music, see their neighbors and friends commenting and enjoying it, and have an experience in common, even though they weren't physically together.
So I want to go back to your partnership with the Black Hat. So when they were in the little alley in Bridgewater, around, I usually refer to it as the Rotary.
Yes.
Because people there, they always say Rotary. What? This is the Rotary Bridgewater. So the Black the Hat. Of course, they have more facilities. I know that. But did that actually encourage you to do things inside or only outside?
We've only
and is it, if you allow me, is it only if they have inside, then you can do it anytime, even in winter or the fall, or so? What's the story behind that?
Yeah, so like I said, it was it was a nice occurrence that we lucked into in terms of finding that partnership and it
Yes.
working out. And so we started only doing our performances outside there.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Outside.
And however, Black Hat has just recently expanded. They have a brand new that they just opened last weekend tap room that has a space so that live music could happen there. So
Okay.
so there could certainly be a future in that. Those are things that we'll have to figure out. But right now our plan is to maintain our outdoor live music shows.
Yeah.
And last
Yeah.
summer we were able to continue doing open mics in music in the alley,
Yeah.
so that music could still continue in Central Square.
Yeah.
So we're
So you're
still
going to
in
have both Central Square and that little
we're
alley,
aiming to do that, yeah.
and
We'd like
and
to.
also on the place where Black Hat is. So,
Yeah.
okay. You know, I don't know how long, how much time we have, but I would like you to speak about the process, how you get your board of directors. So I
Yes.
know you are the president, and we should, really also say thank you to all your colleagues, the
Yes.
directors, because this is a volunteer work. So I think we should appreciate that as a community.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, we were very lucky. We have a very dedicated board of directors for our we're a federally recognized not-for-profit organization.
Yes.
And these folks all just give of their time, energy, and treasures to support this organization. So we have folks from town that are citizens here in town. We have folks that are business leaders
Yeah.
here in town, all with great experience in music and great love of
Yeah.
music. And
What do you have, like 6, 7
yes,
with you?
Yep.
Okay.
And we're always looking for more. As you know, with any organization that relies on
course.
volunteerism, we're open for people to apply. So on our website, we have an application for folks who are interested if they want to apply for the board of directors,
Yes.
or if they just want to volunteer and help out at our events. There's a form on our website also for folks who just want to be a part and help at our weekly events.
So actually you rely on the fundraising, and so I think this is a very important point that probably you want to talk about it to the audience and see is it seasonal, or it is you announce it, or how it works, because you need the money in this case.
Yes.
A lot of people, they think those people that come just. I'm not saying this is wrong. This is really right. I mean, I like anyone that perform music, they will be compensated
Yes.
fairly. But at the same time, we make sure that at least while we are talking about this organization and what you do, guys, also the community will support. So how to do the fundraising, when, if there are some times that is specific, and on how people they pay donation through the website, and how much that is. It $1, $5, $20, $1 million?
Yeah, we'll take the $1 million donations. We'll take.
Take that
at any point. And so we're always fundraising. It's always at the top of our mind. It's what keeps us vital and able to do what we do. We're fundraising at our events. We pass the bucket and ask folks if you can spare. You can either donate with cash in the bucket, or use the QR code on the bucket to donate online. We also host fundraising events. In May, we'll be hosting an event with a medium from the area who's going to come, and the tickets for that, she has graciously said she would donate part of the proceeds to our organization.
Okay.
We also host different live music events where we'll invite people in for a ticketed events. So most of our events are free of charge. We want to make it fully accessible to people. But in order to raise funds, we'll do a special ticketed event where people can come in and the ticket proceeds would go to that event. But we do a lot of sponsorships. So we're right now in the part of our season as we're getting ready to announce what our lineup looks like for the summer. We're getting ready to go out to businesses and asking folks if they want to sponsor an evening. So if you're a local business and you love live music and you want to have visibility, we have crowds of 100 to 200 people that are coming each Thursday, frequenting Black Hat, coming to enjoy their beer, eating from the food trucks, and enjoying this free live music with their community. If you want your business to be visible, then you can come and donate. We're we're asking folks for a $500 donation to be the sponsor for that evening, and they'll get recognition.
How long is the evening? So then they say, okay, $500 or $1,000. So how long is it? 2 hours, 3 hours?
Yeah. So our shows are every Thursday night, and we run from 5:30 to 8 o'clock.
That's not too bad. Okay, so then if any company, then you can tell them directly to the camera. I mean, what's the motivation?
Yeah. I'm clearly biased, but the motivation is that your business could be seen supporting a very good cause. Like I said, we have 100 to 200 people from Bridgewater and surrounding areas who come to attend, where your logo can be visible on site, on our marketing leading up to the show. You'll get announcements from the stage. One of our board members is a local radio DJ, and he goes up and announces and thanks all the donors in his radio voice, and does a great job making that known. So we try to put that out there in a couple of different ways. We do public thank yous via our social media, where we have a pretty strong following. So we try to make it clear who from the community is out there supporting us and helping us out. So
tell me some of the challenges. You know, I mean, so I know you have board of directors, you are the president, thank you for that. And then you have donations, and you have, of course, 2 designated almost location or spaces. That's where the Central Square in Bridgewater, and then the Black Hat. So what are the 3 challenges or 4 challenges that you think that you need to overcome in order to get more activities and more communal involvement?
Yeah, so I mean, I do think fundraising and finances are particularly now, today, a challenge.
Yes.
We're still working hard and we're doing okay, but it's harder and harder in today's society to pull together funds to do something like this, because I do think live music and the arts are very, very important, but people are very cognizant of taking care of their basic needs first and have to do that. So we're competing with a lot of other folks in that. So that is one. And then I think for us too, it's managing the logistics. So we have as you mentioned, we have a great board of directors, and wonderful folks like John Shea and Mike Nicoli and Shirley Phillips and Andrew Lewis and Katie Cook, and Jocelyn Medeiros, who all give of their time to do this, but there's a lot of work to be done. So finding people who want to volunteer and commit and give of their time in a way that is fully invested is tough too. So we're always looking to add people to our chorus.
Yeah. So now I just I have an idea, because I don't know if it's valuable or not. But Bridgewater State University, they have a music department, and they have really talented students. I mean, have you reached to the chair and the faculty? Because this is, and say, you can sponsor an event, or at least come and play and perform without any payment, things like that. Have you?
Bridgewater State University as a whole over the years has been a great supporter of the Friends of Music Alley. And we actually, in August, have an event where we're working with Bridgewater alumni, and our performers are all BSU alumni. So that is a partnership that we always try to cultivate and work with.
Well, I encourage you to always do that, because that's important. My friend Justin, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's really a pleasure having you on InFocus, and I wish you well. And of course, I hope our audience will support your organization. And with that, I thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for our audience, thank you so much for watching InFocus, and we'll see you sometimes next week. Have a good day.